So Manon, you're French, you're a ballerina that also does judo. So let's hear what you got to say.
Vote to a wonderful battle.
Man, okay. It's heavy accent, but it works. Marisa, an Italian gladiator. Go on.
It was the first time I had ever seen her face.
Okay, not bad. DJ, you caused us a lot of problem in the older games. So let's hear it out.
Hey, Wagwan, you feeling down?
Oh my god, dude. I'm sure they find it offensive, but I'm gonna run it by Boss Man to see what they're gonna say about it.
Show them some of your fancy stuff.
No, man. Nah, man. That doesn't sound Arabic. Say my boy is on the plane. When Street Fighter 6 first came out, people were really excited for Marisa. She was one of the characters who had some of the highest pick rate when it comes to this game. Also, she was represented fairly well in tournament play. Big Bird won Red Bull Committee, one of the early big Street Fighter 6 tournament, and throughout the season his performance with her was really good. Now fast forward to today, and in many of the tier lists you will see that Marisa is at the bottom or close to, and her usage rate have went down dramatically. So today we're gonna talk about what happened to Marisa and how is a character that's capable of doing this is considered to be, at least by many, one of the weakest characters in the game. Marisa's design in Street Fighter 6 is fairly simple. She is the damage queen. Her damage output is absurdly high and her whiff punishment can lead to a ton of damage, but she does have some serious issues to compensate for this. For starters, her lights doesn't lead to that much. You can't really like drive rush into follow-ups out of them, and doesn't really have a counter hit jab into medium. She also is one of the very few characters in this game that doesn't crouching medium kick into drive rush or even drive rush into crouching medium kick, so that is kind of limiting. And her anti-airs, you kind of have to do them early. They're not the best anti-airs in the game. They can work, but requires a lot of awareness and commitment from the Marisa player. And unfortunately, one of her biggest issue is she's a victim to power creep. When high damage, when she's a character that is supposed to do touch, and then Capcom keep adding characters like M. Bison, like Akuma and Terry that can pretty much do the same things but have none of her drawbacks, you can start to see where this can become an issue. Now unfortunately for Marisa, it's not just power creep either. During Season 2, Capcom implemented a lot of changes that unfortunately did hurt her specifically. One of the main changes is a system-wide change, and that is a change to drive reversal, because Capcom made drive reversals -6 on block. And like I said, Marisa doesn't have a 6 frame medium. This means that to punish it, she either have to go for a regular grab, which does like about 2k damage but doesn't lead to that much, or she can punish it with a crouching light punch, which will lead to the medium punch target combo. That is really good, but unfortunately due to the scaling on light starters in Season 2, she ended up doing a lot less damage than the characters she is competing with for the damage kings or queens. And this obviously is no small deal because drive reversals are more common nowadays because people can use them as a wake-up reversal, so her getting a lot kinda nerf her practical damage output significantly. And unfortunately for Marisa, it's not just power creep, it's not just the system changes that didn't help her. Unfortunately, her own individual changes work against her as well. One of the main nerfs that Marisa got is a change to OD Gladius. And this one kinda stinks because Capcom made it so that when you use OD Gladius to start a combo, there is now additional scaling. A lot of Marisa players were able to use OD Gladius into level 2 or level 3 super to land a ton of damage. Now, if you do OD Gladius into level 3, this is doing more than 1k less than it used to be because of the immediate scaling on the level 3. And you might be wondering, well, Mura, she can still just Gladius into super, and that's correct, but the thing about OD Gladius is that armor starts on frame 1, making it much better to use as a get off me move against moves like, for example, Ken Dragon Lash. Hi there, it's Mura with my friends, the EX Men. See the benefits of this? They get to follow you. If you've been liking the video but you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. It helps the channel so much. Excuse the silliness and enjoy the rest of your video. And unfortunately, this is not the only thing she got because Marisa also got a really big nerf to her counter move. I think it's called Scoootum? Scoootum? Anyways, yeah, this is now a lot weaker because now this breaks armor and it resets the neutral. She does have frame advantage, so she can go for a mix-up. However, previously Marisa used to be able to get combo punishes, specifically against drive impact. You could get a lot, and this was one of her best tools once she was in burnout, and unfortunately she doesn't get this anymore. Couple what I just said with the fact that Marisa in general is a character that was always gonna be better early in the game, and the more people got accustomed to perfect parry, the weaker she was gonna get, and now she is a character that can struggle to get damage. Unfortunately, her Oki on many things got substantially weaker as well. For example, her command grab now got less frame advantage. Previously, Marisa used to be able to go for a drive rush standing medium kick after a command grab, and this was really good because this left her in a throw range to grab you if you happen to block it, and she obviously could get a combo into back heavy punch and get a lot of damage out of that. I used to joke about Marisa having like the best post command grab Oki in the previous season when she wasn't a grappler, but now that is gone. Now if you try to do that, you will get traded, and she can in some situation get some conversions out of that, but obviously the post command grab Oki situation is a lot weaker. And the nerf to the command grab honestly can't be understated because this did nerf a lot of Marisa's snowball potential, right? It now made taking the command grab a much lesser risk for the opponent than taking the hit. The on hit she still does mad damage and gets good Oki. And unfortunately, one of her main snowballing tactics got heavy nerfed as well, and that is her level 3 super. You see, during season 1, after a level 3 super, Marisa had enough frame advantage to go for a drive rush crouching medium punch, and this was a meaty. The thing is, she could then drive impact, and unless you had an invincible reversal, this was pretty much guaranteed. And this meant that if the opponent, say, was in burnout and they don't have resources, this was pretty much a checkmate. Marisa doing a combo into level 3, into a drive rush, medium, drive impact, now you get wall splat, now she does a corner combo, and you get done. And now they nerfed the advantage after the level 3 super, so if she try to go for the drive rush crouching medium punch and the opponent wakes up with a button, they will trade. So yeah, in many ways, the free combos that you would get after a level 3 super if the opponent was in burnout and didn't have reversal, that for the most part is gone, or at least much harder to achieve. It's not guaranteed anymore. You do still have to play chicken with them a little bit, and that with the command grab, like I said, did nerf a lot of her snowball potential. Now, it is fair to say that Capcom did also give Marisa some buffs, but I don't think they matter that much, to be honest. They give her that forward heavy kick, which now can be used to make some better combos, which is, I mean, okay. In some situations that's okay, but it's not a big deal. They also made it so that after the failings, that is the Superman punch, you can now go for one of her charge heavies, and the idea is if you go for the charge heavies for a safe jump, you get some better situations afterwards, as a mix-up is a lot stronger, but that doesn't help that much because on a safe jump she's still negative, and if you happen to get the heads, they just get flattened, unlike the regular heavies, which will give her a combo. So it's a kind of a buff, but it's not a big deal. So in many ways, Marisa became a victim sandwich, right? On the one hand, there is a power creep element. A lot of characters stole her gimmicks of being the two-touch queen, the damage queen of Street Fighter 6. They can do what she does with none of the drawbacks. And on the other hand, I do think she lost a lot of her intimidation factor. Because Marisa is a character that her entire gimmick is that she makes you panic. Right? So you would panic and drive reversal. She blocks it, you explode. Doesn't happen anymore because she gets a below average drive reversal punish. You would just, you know what, I'm just gonna block, I'm gonna turtle, I'm gonna block. And she does a command grab. The post command grab Oki is not as great as it used to be. She's one of the characters as well who have to drive rush to get a throw loop when that can be done to her without drive rushing by many characters. She still struggles a little bit on defense. So anyway, I don't personally agree that she is like that low tier. Personally, I don't think she is the worst. I wouldn't put her at a bottom 3 level, but she's certainly in the case of being redundant and in the case of being weaker than characters that can do what she does with much less work, which I do think is worse. Like, especially for usability, that is always a little bit worse. Anyways, what are your thoughts on Marisa? Is it characters that you played? Is it a character that you think is good now? Do you think she's weak? I would love to hear your thoughts about Marisa in the comment section below. We'll be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.